Montgomery County boasts more than 48,000 acres of parkland, made up of local, county, state, and federal parks. The parkland is not only used for fitness and fun, but for education. Stewardship of the land is important too. In today's show, we'll be looking at the nature centers managed by the Montgomery County Department of Parks and all they have to offer.
Why don't we go inside and see what's going on?
After that, we'll drop into the Audubon Naturalist Society, a nonprofit organization in Chevy Chase that both teaches environmental education classes
Use your gentle digging hands and your gentle digging spoons.
and addresses conservation issues. Montgomery Parks operates 4 nature centers: Brookside in Wheaton, Meadowside in Rockville, Black Hill in Boyd's, and Locust Grove in Bethesda. Kylene Davis of Montgomery Parks is here to give us a tour.
Hi, Marta.
Hi, Kylene. How are you?
I'm great. So tell us a little bit about where we are and what you guys are doing here.
Okay, you're at Locust Grove Nature Center in Bethesda, Maryland. Our public hours are on the weekend, Saturday from 9 to 5 and Sunday from 1 to 5. During the week, we are not open to the public, but we're open to school groups coming in and to summer camps.
Does anybody know? Yeah, you want to know?
Big time birthday parties. We do a lot of off-site programs at schools.
Do you run any signature events throughout the year?
Yes, we do. We've got a Nocturnal Neighbors program in October, and we're one of the few nature centers that offers a night festival type program. Also in November, a Fruit Flies Festival, which is not about fruit flies, it's about seed dispersal. Then we have a winter solstice program in December, and then we're going to start a new international frog special event in the springtime. So we'll have 4 special events.
So Marta, I see a lot of features over here. What do we have over here?
This is our nature exploration area where kids get to be kids and they get to jump on stumps, climb on tree structures. The lean-to was started by one of our summer camps. And this is an building area that we encourage children to add to the lean-to. We've got a waterfall here that they can play in the water. Behind you, there's a sand pit that is extremely popular with the children. This is one of 3 fire pit areas that we have on the property. We do campfire nature walk programs here. This is also very popular with scout groups for bridging ceremonies. I'm getting ready to take you all into our butterfly, hummingbird, bee pollinator garden. The reason it's fenced off is to keep the deer out. We have all native plants that you can find in Maryland, so we're encouraging people how to plant native in their own backyard.
So Marta, in addition to some of the features you showed us, I understand there's an extensive trail system here at the Nature Center. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sarah's there. We have upper trails and lower trails. We probably right around the Nature Center, a couple miles of trail. The beauty is that we connect with the Cabin John Trail, which is a linear trail that goes on for many, many miles. We're going to go over and see the sycamore tree.
Is that it over there?
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? This is the Cabin John stream, and we bring kids down here for stream study programs and also summer camps. Every single day the kids go to the stream. Something also very special at Locust Grove is we have memorial gardens from Betsy Dotson, and her sister has donated money towards planting these beautiful gardens back here. Everything in the garden is maintained by volunteers, and again, we have native plants that are indicative of the Maryland area. Locust Grove is very unique too because we are the only nature center that is accessible by bus. We have volunteers that are coming on the bus. We have the public coming on the bus. It's right outside the front door. We also have the biggest parking lot because we share it with the Pauline Betts Tennis Center. So lots of parking and convenient to Metro. See, look at the birds over there.
Now we're out at Black Hill Visitor Center, only about a 30-minute drive from Bethesda. It's hard to believe we're only minutes away from I-270 out here in this country setting. So why don't we go inside and find out more about what they're doing. Hi, we're here inside the Visitor Center at Black Hill with Jen Miller, Program Manager for the Black Hill Nature Programs. Now Jen, I understand this Nature Center operates a little bit differently than the other ones in the county. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. We're technically a visitor center, so we share the space with the Black Hill Regional Park staff. We do a lot of our programming out of the building here and in the park, and they also will sell permits for shelters and mooring sites on the lake. So it's a joint partnership, but we truly try to serve the community here and try to be a meeting space for the community. So the center is set up for adults and children. We of course have facilities here which are very popular during the summer season, and then also offer tidbits about the nature that is in the park. We offer programming for all ages, ranging from story times on up through for summer camps. We do have our own pontoon boat, so we do programs such as a bat and beaver tour in the evening time during the summer. We do kayak instruction and kayak tours on the lake as well. We also try to reach out to our high school students to do ecology programs from the pontoon or kayak as well. We do have craft programs, we do van trips. We're really trying to get families engaged with the natural world. Black Hill is a little bit more rural and rugged than some of the other parks in the park system, so trying to give people that experience of what it really is to be like outside.
So Jen, I see this little beaver icon here on this post, and I've seen them around the facility. What are those?
Well, this is something that's really unique about the Black Hill Visitor Center nature programs is our outdoor classroom spaces. It's a great place for families to come and do activities with their kids. We also use them for school groups. This area in particular during the summertime is filled with flowers. We have little scissors and the kids can come and cut flowers for their special someone. Over here we have an herb garden and then a digging area which the kids love. We leave little shovels and digging tools for them, and they just love digging in the dirt and getting dirty. This is another outdoor classroom area, our meadow area, which is super for kids because they feel like they're in a magical wonderland because these grasses are so tall. And this is a great place for them to see birds and butterflies and other insects that are really fascinating for them to learn about. In some areas even we have, you can see these depressions are where the deer have been sleeping during the nighttime. So even though we're out in the country, we do have some technological advances happening here. Most of our outdoor classroom spaces have the QR readers that can help you find some activities to do if you're out here by yourself with your family and a naturalist isn't around to assist you. One of our other outdoor classrooms is our bird blind. We just built this last year, and it's a great place, especially during the winter time. This is one of the only areas of the lake that doesn't tend to freeze over, so all the birds will kind of cluster out here. So little ones can come and get up on this shelf and look out and view some birds, hopefully. We're nice and quiet, that's the key thing. Out there right now it looks like we might have some kind of seagull that's paying us a visit. And this is also great for school groups because we can actually teach them to start using the binoculars and getting familiar with some of the techniques of bird watching. During the summer season and late spring and early fall, we're open 7 days a week from 11 until 6 o'clock. During the winter time, we are only open Saturday and Sundays.
Now we're here at Meadowside Nature Center, which is nestled in the woods of Rock Creek Regional Park. Why don't we go inside and find out what they're doing at this center? We're here with Grace Yick, the Facility and Program Manager at Meadowside Nature Center. And Grace, what makes this center unique to the other nature centers?
Sure, Meadowside is a great nature center. We've been around for 40 years. We have tons of exhibits and trails. We have almost 8 miles of trails. We do lots of different types of nature programs.
And if you guys want to follow me back to the classroom, and we're going to sit down on the carpet. So I have a bird here. They don't have teeth, so they have to swallow their food whole. And I have a couple of talons here that I can pass around. So they use it to catch their prey. Our fingernails are made of keratin.
What's really special about Meadowside are our raptors. We are at the Raptor Walkway, which is located behind the Nature Center, and we currently have 3 birds of prey on exhibit here.
Mm-hmm. What kind of birds do you have?
We have an American bald eagle, a turkey vulture, and a barred owl.
Just a few weeks ago when we went in and checked on him, he'd actually gotten a snake in his enclosure.
Oh, wow.
So he will eat other things if they come available.
This is Glenn Rice, one of the naturalists at Meadowside Nature Center, and he was just in the cage with Orion. Can you tell us a little bit about what you were doing in there with him?
Orion's one of the birds here at Meadowside Nature Center, and he's currently undergoing training to become one of our program birds. The training we're doing with Orion today, it's called operant conditioning, where you give the animal choices. You determine a desirable behavior, something you'd like, and then you keep reinforcing that behavior using food.
Can you tell us a little bit about the equipment you were using to train him?
Yes. Well, with the eagle being a raptor, he has sharp talons, so we wear a special glove to protect our hands when we're working with the raptor. And here's our falconer's glove for that. It's made of very thick 3-ply leather. We also have a training pouch that has all of the food, all of the treats for him. Chick, fish, quail, rabbit. And whenever he performs a desired behavior well, we use our clicker to reinforce that behavior. So for example, he's learning how to step up on the glove, so when he steps up on the glove, we click, and then we give him the reward for doing that so he can associate the behavior with the reward.
And how long has he been training with you?
We've been training together for about 6 months now.
Well, thank you so much. What sort of indoor exhibits do you have here at the center?
Sure, we have the Legacy of the Land exhibit, which is a really popular area. It mimics a lot of the native habitats that you would find in Maryland. And what's especially interesting about that is the cave. You can crawl through a cave and you can look inside of a pond and get a fish's eye view of the environment. We also have our Legacy of the People exhibit, which is very interactive. We have a Native American section and a Pioneer section. And the children can pull out the toys and the dishes and play house and get a feel for what life was like during those times.
I see there are a lot of kids here right now. Are people able to come here during your business hours?
We're open to the general public on Tuesdays through Saturdays, 9 to 5.
Our last stop on the tour today is Brookside Nature Center. It's the oldest nature center in Montgomery County, and it's located right next to Brookside Gardens and Wheaton Regional Park. And we're here with Jenny Ailey, who is a naturalist at the center, and we're hoping you can tell us a little bit more about what makes this place so special.
Well, it is the oldest nature center in the entire park system. It was started in 1961, so we recently celebrated our 50th anniversary. We do a huge number of programs, both for schools and also for the general public through the guide program. Some of the things that are special about Brookside Nature Center are our 1870s cabin. Next to the cabin, we have the Nature Exploration Area. The Nature Exploration Area was started about 6 years ago. It was built almost entirely by Eagle Scouts, volunteers, and volunteer interns. And it has an extensive assortment of outdoor playthings for children, including tree tunnels, a giant bird's nest, a bird blind, and next to it, the fairy garden. So this is the beginning of the ferry path right here, and along the pathway we have artwork, so the fairies will have art in their lives. We also have artwork hanging from the trees. Okay, here's a little frog. This was originally designed, for the 3 to 5-year-old set, but we now get lots of up to 10 or 12-year-olds coming here. They love to sit here. I regularly find teenage girls sitting on these seats here, and I often find adults sitting on the seat. We also have 2 rooms that we've recently upgraded inside the Nature Center. One of them is the kids' room. We actually moved it from its old location to a new place where we could add more interesting things for children. Syl and I also worked together on the Earth Sciences room. We have in there a cabinet that's interactive so kids can open drawers, pick things up, look at them, handle them. It was actually built by the Parks Department carpenters, and they did an absolutely beautiful job. And then we have our strange and interesting rocks, which I have fun with. But those are ancient snails right there.
Now, is it possible for us to go up and visit the cabin and find out a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. I think we should go right now. This is the Harper's 1870s homestead. It was the home of the first freed black slave in the Poolesville, Maryland area. There were 5 generations of the Harper family that lived in this cabin, and the cabin originally was in a small town called Jonesville, which is just outside of Poolesville. In the 1970s, there was a possibility that the cabin would be torn down to make room for development, and we learned about it through the Historical Society, and we sent a volunteer and seasonal staff person over there with 2 trucks. They numbered all the parts of the cabin, took it apart, loaded it up on the trucks, brought it back here, and put it back together again.
So this is a beautiful structure. How do you guys work it into your programming?
Oh, we do it in many different ways. For many years now, we've been running programs where we take school children into the cabin and we help them to understand what life was like in the 1870s. We also use it in our guide programs, and so for example, I run a campfire and cabin program where first we toast marshmallows around the campfire, and then afterwards we come in and we explore the cabin and learn a little bit about its history. We also have a Forest Friends Festival every year, a Maple Sugar Festival, an Apple Festival, and a Winter Solstice event. And during all of those events, we open the cabin to the public.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of things to see here. When can people come by and visit?
You can come by anytime, Tuesday through Saturday from 9 to 5, or you can come by on Sunday from 1 to 5. We also have special programs, some of them in morning hours where we wouldn't necessarily have the building open, but we do run programs. And then you can also come for birthday parties on the weekends.
Maybe any beetles that haven't started hibernating yet?
The grounds are open from sunrise to sunset, so people are welcome to come and enjoy the grounds anytime between sunrise and sunset.
And I noticed the pond here, and there's some trails. Can you talk a little bit about those features in your center?
Sure. Our trails run either through or past a variety of different habitat types. So as you mentioned, we have the pond, okay? There's a walkway going around the pond and a dock so people can look at the fish and the turtles in the pond. There's a trail that leads down to the stream so they can experience the stream up close. And then we have extensive woodland trails.
Well, that concludes our tour of the Montgomery Parks Nature Centers. Thanks so much for joining me. If you'd like more information on any of the centers, you can find them on Facebook.com or go to montgomeryparks.org to find out more about their programs. Thanks again.
Montgomery Parks partners with many nonprofit organizations. One is the Audubon Naturalist Society. It was founded in the late 1800s and named after John James Audubon, an ornithologist, painter, and naturalist. The society was initially formed to protect birds, but today its advocacy has expanded to include much more.
Hi, I'm Kelly Hulsendorf, Communications Director with the Audubon Naturalist Society here in Chevy Chase, Maryland. ANS is the oldest independent environmental organization in the DC region. Our focus is on conservation advocacy and environmental education.
Well, the Audubon Naturalist Society is actually different from National Audubon. We were founded in 1897 before the national organization, and we focus exclusively on the DC metro region, providing conservation advocacy to protect our clean water and nature education for people of all ages.
Oh, the leggings are so interesting.
Audubon Natural Society has so many ways for people to get engaged with nature. I like to say we serve people from cradle to grave. We have a nature preschool, and we take kids right on through summer camp. We have a partnership with public schools called Green Kids that's delivered more than $1 million in free environmental education to kids in our own public schools here in Montgomery County. In addition, we have a water quality monitoring citizen science project. It's the oldest one in the region. It's been going on for 25 years. We monitor 20 local streams, and we report to the state and to politicians about what the health of our streams is and how clean our drinking water can be.
ANS does work on conservation advocacy, focusing on watershed protection, local clean water in Montgomery County, DC, and Prince George's and Northern Virginia. And we focus on mobilizing people to protect the trees, forests, and streams right in the neighborhoods where they live. They can join our network of 150 volunteers who go out to our streams, and they look in the bottoms of the streams for the living creatures to figure out how healthy that stream is or how polluted.
Our environmental education programs offer something for everyone. Our Audubon Nature Preschool serves the littlest naturalists, 5 years and younger. Students grades K through 12 enjoy field trips with us, camps, and after-school nature clubs.
So we have programs for all school-age children from kindergarten through elementary, middle, and high school. We offer field trips for classes, we offer after-school programs at the schools, and then we have a very big summer camp and schools out camp program that we do which includes everyone from the preschoolers through our Teen Naturalist Training Program, which is a leadership development program for teens, and we do all that on the sanctuary here. All of our programs, we are doing hands-on experiential learning about the outdoors. We feel that this is the generation of that's going to need to solve a lot of ecological problems, and they can't care about the environment if they don't know it. And so we do outdoor-based programming with all of our programs, either here on the sanctuary or at the school site.
So Green Kids is a 2-year program with Montgomery County Public Schools in order to help them certify as a Maryland Green School. And so we go in and we do lots of different activities. Many hands-on activities, whether we're doing habitat restoration, butterfly gardens, salad science. We have a stream science program as well to teach them about their local watershed. And we do energy conservation. We'll do many, many different types of activities to help them become a Maryland Green School and to kind of foster that cultural attitude as a school, to keep that going. We also do some programs here at the sanctuary at Woodend, and we are either working with kids in some very hands-on ways. We're almost always outdoors, and we are doing a lot of programming that is related to the Montgomery County curriculum with an environmental base. And we also take those programs out to the schools themselves.
The Nature Preschool offers very unique programs for children aged 5 and younger. We offer traditional drop-off programs on our 40-acre nature preserve.
Look at how many colors we have on this table.
The preschool is located in the old gatehouse, which is on the Audubon property. It's a 1-classroom building that we renovated 8 years ago that is very accessible, has children's natural items that the children can explore.
Who would like to hold a worm? Me. Here you go, sweetheart.
we're able to explore the meadow and the woods. We have the bamboo forest. We also would love to dip nets in the pond. The children use their sense of wonder to really explore and learn about the world in a way that is self-directed, and so the teachers act as guides as they're learning, but the children are able to learn about the natural world at their own pace.
Nature novice adults and experienced naturalists find opportunities with A&S to explore and learn more about our area's natural history.
Well, we have a whole range of adult programs, from casual strolls along the canal to actually pretty vigorous hikes along the Appalachian Trail. You can join us for an hour or two, or for a full day, or even a weekend at places like Cape May. We look at trees, we look at birds. We even look at little tiny frogs, spring peepers. So we might get folks out in April when it's raining, we put on raincoats and boots, and we go out and we look for these little frogs. I mean, why should kids have all the fun, right? The Natural History Field Studies program is really for folks who want to dig a little deeper or wade a little deeper into nature. So the classes last a whole quarter. They're evening classes, you have field trips, and you really look at nature from a college freshman level, but with the fun of field trips and being out in the field with other folks who really like nature as well. I'm lucky enough to get paid to take people to places like Costa Rica and Ecuador, or even places like Yellowstone and places closer. So people can either take short field trips with us or a longer field trip, and again, travel with people of like mind, like interest, and who enjoy being outside and having fun.
So we've looked at the advocacy and environmental education sides of A&S, but still there's more. We have plenty of volunteer opportunities, a one-of-a-kind shop right here on the premises, and plenty of people choose Woodin for celebrating their most special occasions.
A&S does a lot of our mission work through the use of volunteers. We have over 550 volunteers who work in our 4 major mission areas. A lot of what we are able to accomplish is through the help of our volunteers. They span the ages. We've worked with preschool groups, we've had soccer teams, we've had Fulbrights come out for a day, international students who are here just for the day. You're standing in our Blair Native Garden. We have a lot of volunteers who come out and monitor this garden. We're doing a meadow restoration project through volunteers. In our education, we have a Green Kids program where volunteers will go out and get in the stream studies with the kids. We also run a Master Naturalist volunteer training. That's through the University of Maryland Extension program. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to have really talented volunteers who train for 7 weeks, 60 hours of training, and then they commit to volunteering back with us for 40 hours. And we've been able to do a lot of great project work with them.
Well, this is the Audubon Sanctuary Shop. It's a bookstore primarily, but it's also a gift shop. It's a nature-themed store. Birdseed is our biggest seller, birdseed and bird feeding supplies. But we do sell a lot of books. Books about places all around the world. We sell guides, we sell children's books, and we do sell a lot of binoculars too.
Mostly people rent Woodin for weddings, but also birthday parties, conferences, holiday parties, anniversary parties, bar and bat mitzvahs. The rentals include the Great Hall, the living room, the tented terrace, and the surrounding grounds. Photographers love to come to Woodin. There's so much background outside and inside with the architecture, and then outside there are just wonderful trees and lots of places for pictures.
I hope you've enjoyed learning more about A&S. Please visit us here at Woodin. It's a 40-acre jewel inside the Beltway. While you're here, you'll enjoy the Blair Native Plant Garden and our walking trails. They are open daily from dawn to dusk. Leave your pets at home, though.
To find out more about the Audubon Naturalist Society, please call 301-652-9444 9188 or go to anshome.org. Well, that's it for today's show. Thanks for watching.